You're probably sitting there thinking, I need a chair that actually works for me, not just a flashy piece of furniture with a bunch of tech jargon. Maybe you've seen a handful of power lift recliners on YouTube, read the spec sheets, and felt the hesitation creep in. What if it's too big for the room, too complicated to set up, or just another expense that doesn't pay off when you finally need it? That's the exact place most buyers stall, because the real decision isn't about how many inches of recline it offers, but whether it fits into everyday life without turning comfort into a headache. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the oversized electric power lift recliner from KswyyuwxgqI, the first thing I looked for was practicality. The product claims a spacious power lift that's meant to be easier on seniors and anyone who struggles getting up from a regular sofa. The chair is wrapped in a soft velvet-like fabric, padded heavily enough to feel like you're sinking into a cloud, and it even hides a USB port so you can keep a phone or tablet charged while you're watching a movie. Those are the kind of details that matter once you actually sit down, not just on paper. The assembly turned out to be one of the most straightforward parts of the whole experience. The box contains pre-drilled holes, a clear step-by-step guide, and only a handful of bolts. Within about 30 minutes I had the base, the backrest, and the footrest all locked together, and the power cord was already routed to the underside where it plugs into a standard wall outlet. No special tools, no need to call a handyman. That's a huge win for anyone who isn't looking to spend a weekend wrestling with Allen keys. Now, let's talk about the lift mechanism because that's the heart of this chair. With a press of a button, the seat gently rises, easing the strain on knees and hips. I tried it after a long day of standing, and the upward motion was smooth, taking about 3 seconds from start to finish. There's no abrupt jerk, which is something you'll notice if you've ever tried a cheaper lift chair that feels more like a hydraulic shock. For an elderly parent who might have limited mobility, that slow, controlled lift can mean the difference between a safe stand-up and a risky wobble. The recline function works similarly. You can tilt the back a few degrees at a time, which is ideal for reading or watching a show without having to prop pillows everywhere. One of the features that often gets overlooked is the built-in USB charging port. In my home theater setup, the remote and my phone are constantly on the brink of dying, and reaching for a wall socket every half hour gets annoying. With the recliner's USB port, I just plug in a cable and it stays powered throughout the movie marathon. It's a small convenience, but it underscores the chair's focus on real-world living, not just a list of buzzwords. Now, who should actually consider buying this piece? First, seniors or anyone with limited lower body strength will find the lift function a game changer. Second, people who spend a lot of time in a dedicated media room will appreciate the oversized seat. It's wide enough to accommodate a blanket, a snack tray, and still leave room for a partner if you're sharing the space. Third, anyone who values the all-in-one vibe, a recliner that also offers massage and heat, as advertised, will likely be satisfied, provided they have the room for it. On the flip side, there are clear reasons to walk away. The chair's footprint is generous. It needs about 5 feet of width and 3.5 feet of depth. If your living room or bedroom is already crowded, you'll have to rearrange furniture or sacrifice another piece entirely. Also, the weight of the unit is considerable. It's not something you can lift over a stairwell without help. If you live in a small apartment with narrow doorways, the delivery and placement could become a logistical pain. Finally, while the massage and heat functions sound inviting, they do draw extra power, and the unit doesn't come with a built-in timer. That means you'll need to remember to switch them off manually, which can be a minor inconvenience for the forgetful among us. From a value perspective, the chair's price sits in the mid-range for power lift recliners. You're paying for the extra space, the smooth lift, the USB port, and the plush upholstery. If you compare it to a standard manual recliner, you're getting a lot more automation for a modest premium. If you compare it to a high-end model that includes premium leather, built-in speakers, and a full-body massage, you're saving a good chunk of money while still covering the basics that matter day to day. In other words, the value isn't hidden in exotic specs, It's in the fact that you can actually use the chair without a steep learning curve and without constantly adjusting cushions or fiddling with remote.